So last week we got the incredible news that season 3 of the One Punch Man anime is finally confirmed to be in production. And of course this created a ton of excitement from the community, but along with that excitement came a ton of questions as well, seeing as how all the information on season 3 that we got was this awesome key visual. Now, one of the questions that is repeatedly discussed at the moment is exactly how much of the manga will season 3 cover. Now, I think that's a very interesting question, seeing as how the Monster Association arc is so massive that it makes up literally half of the series as a whole. Well, not only do I think I have it figured out, I'm gonna go as far as to say that I'm pretty confident that I know the exact chapter that season 3 will end with. So in today's video, I'll be explaining to you guys exactly how I came to figure this out, and by the end of the video, I think I'll have you pretty convinced. But really quick before that, if you guys enjoy One Punch Man and One Punch Man related content, then look no further because I post One Punch Man related content multiple times a week. So please make sure to subscribe and make sure to hit notifications because I do cover new chapters as soon as they come out. I do pride myself in being probably the first YouTuber to get a chapter review once it's released. But enough housekeeping, let's get right into it. So a great place to start is figuring out exactly how many episodes season 3 will even have. Well, if we look at season 1 and 2, each season comprises of 12 episodes, so we can assume that season 3 will follow suit. Now, there is the possibility that whichever studio that ends up working on this season will decide to extend it to, 15 to 16 episodes or divide it into parts, much like Attack on Titan. Now, I don't want to make any more assumptions than I have to here, so we're just going to go with the more likely outcome of 12 episodes. So now that we have that taken care of, we have to figure out exactly how many chapters will each episode cover. Well, taking another look at season 2, we can see that this season covers from chapter 49 to about the halfway point of chapter 85, if I'm not mistaken, meaning that it covers a total of 36 chapters across 12 episodes. Doing some quick math, we get a total of 3 chapters per episode on average. However, before we go ahead and assume that season 3 will cover the same amount of chapters, we have to take into account the fact that many of the chapters in the Monster Association arc, especially in the first half of it, have some extremely long chapters. Some of them are like 90 pages long when a usual chapter is between 40 and 45 pages long. That being said, I'd like to think that they would cover between 30 and 32 chapters in 12 episodes, since some of the longer chapters are going to take up more episode time. And if I was forced to give an exact number of chapters, I would bet closer to that 30 mark. Now, I'm sure many of you are already thinking, wait, that's not even half of the Monster Association arc, so there's still going to be a ton of material that won't get covered in season 3, right? Well, that's exactly right, and that brings me to a very important point. I am almost certain that season 3 will not cover the entire arc, and that's a good thing. If they tried fitting everything into 12 episodes, that'd be setting things up for almost certain failure in my opinion. They would need to cut out way too much crucial content. So if season 3 isn't going to wrap up the Monster Association arc, exactly where is it going to leave off at? Well, season 2 ends on chapter 85 of the manga, so if you add the 30 chapters that we just discussed on top of that, it'll leave us at chapter 115. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say that I will be going into spoilers for the manga, so if you haven't finished reading it, just, make sure to be careful watching this video. Now, chapter 115 is coincidentally the redrawn chapter where we see Saitama fight and kill Orochi. In my opinion, it makes way too much sense not to end the season there for a few reasons. The first one being that this would make it to where Orochi is the central big bad in season 3 and sets Garo up to be the big bad of season 4. Season 3 can end with Saitama defeating Orochi and possibly set up Garo's first big monster transformation in his fight with Darkshine as a huge cliffhanger to leave off on. Another reason I think it makes a ton of sense is that looking through things in this perspective, all the crazy amount of redraws leading up to chapter 115 retroactively make a ton more sense. This would mean that Murata was making the retcons and redraws with season 3 in mind, along with making the volumes flow more smoothly. Like I said, I for one would think this would be a perfect ending to season 3. We see this incredible, amazing fight between Saitama and Orochi, while also setting up the fight between Tatsumaki and Psychos, moving its way to the surface, and get a glimpse at Garo's first major monster transformation. And that'll set us up for season 4, focusing heavily on Garo's ascension to the absolute evil that we see in chapter 165, and also sets up Psychos and the other cadre as a very fun subplot along with it. But what do you guys think? Did I sway you in my direction, or are you guys not convinced and you think it's going to end with some different chapter? Or do you guys even think that season 3 will have more than 12 episodes? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious to know what your ideas are and what your predictions are on where exactly season 3 is going to end. So yeah, let's see the debate in the comments, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button. And again, please subscribe. And if I'm not asking for too much and you want to support this channel even more, then click the link in the description below that leads to my Patreon and support in whatever way you can. That would make you my best friend and I would very much appreciate it. But until next video, guys, I'll see you later.